The future of healthcare, enterprise, or even other Wi-Fi innovation, it lies in the full access to the entire 1200s of the 6 gigahertz band.
Today on The Signal, how 6 gigahertz Wi-Fi enables medical students to train through virtual reality.
All right. Hey, this is Martha DeGrasse here again for the Wi-Fi Alliance. And this is The Signal, our podcast, where we bring you the inside track on Wi-Fi. These are meant to be smart conversations with industry leaders. We want to deliver a new perspective on the growing portfolio of Wi-Fi technologies that we see changing the connectivity landscape. In this episode, we're going to be learning about 6 gigahertz Wi-Fi for augmented reality and virtual reality healthcare applications in Thailand. And for that, we welcome Gaurav Jain. He is Senior Director of Engineering here at the Wi-Fi Alliance. Gaurav, it's great to have you on The Signal.
Yeah, hey Martha, nice being here. Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here and looking forward to our discussion.
Yeah, so am I. And it's great to have you here. So before we start, give us a little bit of insight on what you do at the Wi-Fi Alliance. You have a lot of visibility because I think you work with a wide variety of member companies here at the Wi-Fi Alliance, right?
Yeah, certainly. I have been with Wi-Fi Alliance for more than a decade now. I'm based in Santa Clara, California. As a Senior Director of Engineering, I am the person in charge of the technical work for our team that's based in Santa Clara as well as in Taipei. I usually, Martha, like to plot my work with respect to Wi-Fi generations here at Wi-Fi Alliance. So I started with Wi-Fi Alliance when we were working on Wi-Fi 4 that was under development. Then I transitioned to a lead role for the engineering team when we were working on Wi-Fi 5 around that time, and then moved to leading the engineering team when we were working on delivering Wi-Fi 6. And then I have been in this role for close to 3 years now, which is 6 gigahertz and Wi-Fi 7 era.
Excellent. Okay, well, let's go to Ramatabody Hospital in Thailand and the trial that has recently wrapped up. Give us a little bit of information about what you were able to do and what you were looking for there.
The idea that came about sometime last year when Wi-Fi Alliance member companies, Broadcom, Intel, Meta, we discussed this idea of doing a pilot for 6 gigahertz Wi-Fi in Thailand for the healthcare sector. The objective was to set up this project, this pilot, showcasing the tremendous benefits of the full 1200 megahertz of the 6 gigahertz Wi-Fi for healthcare as well as education. So the pilot plan, it focused on 2 use cases, AR/VR and dense deployment. That was to enable and enhance Ramatabody Hospital's capabilities as a teaching hospital. And we planned to conduct that at Rama's facility, CNMI facility in Bangkok.
Okay, great. So you said Intel, Broadcom, and Meta. Intel chips, I'm thinking Broadcom access points or Broadcom chips as well?
Yes, yeah. So we were able to leverage Wi-Fi certified devices, both Wi-Fi certified 6 and Wi-Fi certified 7. So from Intel, we had their Wi-Fi certified 6 EN and 7 devices, laptops primarily. Then we also had HPE, one of our other member partners, who provided us Wi-Fi certified 6 APs and routers. Then we got Meta, who provided us their AR/VR HMD devices.
Okay, great. All right. So what exactly were you doing with AR and VR?
So of course there were, like I mentioned, of course there were challenges that we faced ahead of bringing this idea to fruition, but including our members and other stakeholders, including the government agencies with whom we worked, we were able to clear all the hurdles. We actually, in the process, we received special approval from NBTC, who is the National Broadcasting and Telecommunications Commission, the regulatory body in Thailand. So we got a special approval from them to utilize the entire 1200 megahertz of the spectrum at the CNMI facility. We also got a partial funding from USTDA to carry out this project. USTDA is the US Trade and Development Agency.
Okay, great. So again, can you give us a little bit of information about what you were doing with augmented and virtual reality? What applications were you showcasing?
Right. So we are trying to demonstrate a transformed healthcare environment and the impact of Wi-Fi and 6 gigahertz for advanced use cases, that all the applications and tools that require and that demand high performance, efficiency, reliability, low latency, ultra low latency in some cases. So in Thailand, for the hospital, we are focusing primarily on two use cases. One is AR/VR technology for medical training in a classroom environment, as well as dense deployment where the hospital has big auditoriums and seminar halls and classrooms where more than 200 students are taking their classroom sessions, are attending the classroom sessions as part of their medical curriculum.
Okay, so obviously you need a lot of bandwidth for a dense deployment, but is that something that you need augmented reality and virtual reality because they can't all see the teacher? Is that what you're saying? Or
For the AR/VR application, right, and the use case, so the hospital, Rama Hospital, they have developed their own application, which is utilizing AR/VR for in-depth analysis of the human anatomy. They are utilizing that in the care lab. They are utilizing that application for immersive and interactive training sessions for the medical students, as well as doctors, as well as the residents.
Nice. Okay. All right, great. Did you have anything else that you were doing with the 6 gigahertz in terms of supporting any other types of activities or any medical devices, or was it just these applications?
This pilot is primarily focusing on educational aspects of actually there is a fall semester that is going on in the hospital right now where 200 students, undergrads, they are going through their fall semester. It is more of a 8 to 12 weeks of this semester that's going on currently. And because, like I said, the hospital is heavily invested in this idea of using AR/VR for virtual anatomy and visualization, that is offering profound benefits in the education as well as practicing. So the students are able to see detailed views and layered information, whether it is the skeletal, muscular, nervous system, able to view the cross sections. And this provides a clearer understanding of spatial relationships and the complexity of human anatomy. So they are able to do that. At the same time, the hospital is also leveraging this 1200 megahertz of the network deployment for taking on the mock-up tests or the actual assessment tests that these 200 students will go through.
Excellent. So it sounds like you're able to do a lot with these 1200 megahertz that you wouldn't have been able to do if you'd been in the 5 gigahertz band with just 500 megahertz.
Absolutely. I mean, the 6 gigahertz demonstration that we carried out in July at CNMI, that demonstrated that the future of healthcare, enterprise, or even other Wi-Fi innovation, it lies in the full access to the entire 1200s of the 6 gigahertz band. And when I say that, it means wider channels, 160 megahertz or up to 320, as well as the much needed channel diversity, which means access to more number of channels that are spaced further apart spectrally. So these are the two, I'd say, factors or baseline requirements which are much needed to deliver on the new age use cases for Wi-Fi.
Very nice. Now, why was Ramatabodhi Hospital in Thailand chosen for this?
Our members, again, the identified members, Broadcom, Intel, Meta, they had good relationship working with some of the hospital officials. And this opportunity was identified through the president of the Mahidol University, who Rama Hospital is government funded, comes under the Mahidol University. So we got this opportunity, this idea to work with Rama because, like I said, they are heavily invested in the future of AR/VR for their curriculum. So this is how we were able to bring this idea.
Okay, great. And what about beyond the hospital? Could this pilot project bring other benefits to Thailand?
So 6 gigahertz Wi-Fi empowers future innovation, whether it be in the healthcare segment or other segments as well. And when I talk about other segments, it could include automotive, enterprise, home, industrial IoT, and even more. So the successful demonstration, Martha, of the 6 gigahertz Wi-Fi at the Rama Hospital, it illustrated, we have seen it in past through the theoretical studies, but in this case, we were able to illustrate it live through demonstration, as well as the pilot that is ongoing right now, not just for Thailand, but around the world, what Wi-Fi 6 gigahertz has the potential to bring.
Yeah, I think these trials are really important and it's valuable to the Wi-Fi Alliance members. Are there any others coming up that you want the membership to be aware of?
Yes, definitely, Martha. So the demo was just the first step in this project. And as of today, Wi-Fi Alliance team is in Thailand at the hospital working on a trial deployment where, like I mentioned earlier, the fall semester is going on with 200 students plus. So we have integrated the 6 gigahertz Wi-Fi into CNMI's classroom network. And the results from this pilot that goes on for the next 6 weeks, they will be showcased in an industry workshop that is coming up October 24th this year in fourth quarter. And that will also happen at CNMI Bangkok. So we are looking forward for participation in this industry workshop from other healthcare providers in Thailand, but also other industry stakeholders that will benefit from having full spectrum 6 gigahertz access.
So are there other places in the world where you might be able to get access to the 1200 gigahertz and replicate this?
We are definitely considering, Martha, other opportunities around the globe to replicate similar pilot. Now that we have a great experience with this pilot, we are looking forward to doing it and replicating it other places as well.
All right, we will have to have you back to talk about that. Gaurav Jain, Senior Director of Engineering at the Wi-Fi Alliance. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you, Martha.
And that is our show. You can get the signal straight to your device through Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, or, of course, through the Wi-Fi Alliance. That's y-fi.org. I'm Martha DeGrasse, here for Wi-Fi Alliance. Thank you so much for listening. Join us next time on The Signal.